Relationships are hard, and it's constant work to try and keep up. It's constant effort just to try and see if it works or have the conversations that are needed. Because especially at the beginning, it's like you don't know each other. You don't know what the likes, dislikes are, and in a sense, you're even putting your best foot forward. You're showing your best self for as long as you can, and then it comes to a point where it's like you start seeing them for who they really are, or who they just are when they're comfortable. And you know, as I was just talking to people, just there have been, times where I would get close to a woman, right? Someone special, someone cared for dearly. And I'm not gonna say her name. I'm not gonna say any of their names. And it's like there's a lot to realize, and it's like I figured I wasn't ready for the relationship. I wasn't ready for any of it. Even now, I don't believe I am ready for a relationship. I don't know if I can have that responsibility. Although I know it's a beautiful thing, it's like I don't know if I can. Because I know it's work, and I know it takes a lot of work on both sides to figure out if it's gonna work out or not. But in a sense, it's like you'll never find it if you never put yourself out there. But it's not even just that, it's like truly just finding out and having those conversations where will it work out? Having those difficult conversations, or even beyond that, it's like seeing who they truly are in a sense, behind that, putting their best foot forward, behind them trying to show themselves off in the best light. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying who they are, just at a comfortable state, just who they are, just naturally. And seeing, if you truly connect past the, what do they call it, the honeymoon stage, or even so past just that quick affection, I guess you can say, that quick, intense desire. It's not even quick, but just that intense desire. And you start seeing for them who they truly are, and you have to take a look at it. It's like, do you accept, the things that you may not like, it may annoy you a little bit, but you can live with it. You can live with just accepting it, and it's like it doesn't bug you, it doesn't bother you, or it does, and you just can't deal with it, and it's like you're gonna have to let them go gently. And it's a harsh feeling. It is a harsh feeling, to say the least, because you don't know what they're thinking, you don't know how they're feeling, you don't know how they're gonna respond, but it's like you're letting them go, and in a sense you're just saying, it's over. It's over in a sense. It's not easy. It's a terrible feeling, to say the least. It's a terrible feeling, and it just kind of eats away at you. But even so, it's like sometimes it's best that you let it go if you need to. If you realize that it's not for you, I feel like there's gonna be some sort of resentment for staying. Not resentment for the person, but resentment for staying. Where it's like, I don't want to be here, but I'm just doing it for the sake of being here, for the sake of doing it. And it's like, no, that's gonna cause more pain, more harm, more damage to that person. Because it's like you're, in a sense, just leading them on. You're just not truly in touch with them no more. So you just have to let them down gently. And it hurts. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely hurts, and I don't know how they respond to it. But if it's needed, it's needed, And it's learning how to let go of people. We're not even just talking boyfriend, girlfriend. It can be just friendships too at this point. Just letting go of people, because it's like you no longer relate. You no longer relate, and it's like you've grown into separate people. You've grown into separate things, and it's a realization that on one level, it's like the lifestyle you guys have or the things you want to do is different. And it's like, I love you, but I can't relate no more. I can't be around you, in the sense that what you're doing doesn't mean much to me, and it's no longer worth it. And it seems harsh in a sense, and it really is. I'm not gonna lie. I can't say it's not harsh, because it is. But it's like realizing we change over time. Past, if we're taking it into a relationship sense, we may put our best foot forward, but we change, or even just show who we are, and being vulnerable to that. It's like, things may not be as they seem, but things may be even better. But wherever it leads you, it leads you. And I guess before anything else, it's like, I don't recommend getting a relationship quick just for the sake of being in one. I don't recommend that. I'll say that up front, because I believe it takes time. It takes time to have a true and just deep and genuine relationship. And now if you're just, let me stop myself there. But one thing above all, I always want to just try and end everything off in I don't want to say positive, because I want to leave it off on good terms. No hate, no resentment, no anger. I just wanted to be like, I can't, how would I say it? I can't continue it, in a sense. I care for you, but this isn't working out. How's that cliche old saying go? It's not you, it's me. But I feel like there's something deep within us that tells us this is great, or this isn't. And I guess it's just accepting that, whether it works out or not. And it really gets me thinking of life and just people, because we need to have the difficult conversations at some point of the relationship. You have to, because it's like, if we ignore and gloss over that, if we ignore the conversations that need to be had, there's going to be so much more trouble and chaos in the future than having that small minor disagreement, argument, or even just, it may not even lead to that. You may agree on certain things, and it's better just to have a foundation on what works and what it doesn't work, or if you even want it to work. But I guess it's an alignment of where we are going. You and me, you or your significant other, you or your friend, or wherever that is. It's like, are we just, I guess you can say, locked in? Are we, on the same path? In the sense that it's like we are keeping up with what we need to do, or what is important to us, and we understand that mutually. And it's like, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, and we kind of just connect in that aspect. And it's like, oh, you're doing this. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm doing this. Okay, that's cool. And we can mutually just combine and connect. Because it's like if there's missing that, I guess, connection, or it's like I feel like it just won't work out. But above all, it's like we're just talking about relationships. Of course, I started out with just talking about, boyfriend, girlfriend dynamic, and then I talked about friends. And then now I just want to talk about a relationship with yourself. And that's the main thing I always talk about, of course. It's the main thing I usually always talk about, but it's like we have to keep a healthy relationship with ourselves. Because it's like I feel as if we aren't okay with ourselves, we're going to express it outward. If we're angry with ourselves, we're going to express it outward. If we're sad, we're going to express it outwards. And it's like being above all your own greatest companion. Being your greatest companion above everything else. Because you are with yourself, waking up, going to sleep, in your casket, sad to say, but it'll happen. In the shower, playing sports, reading, you are with yourself always. So, you want to be kind and compassionate with yourself above all. You want to care for yourself, but also be real. If you aren't doing what you need to do, be honest with yourself. Being honest and truthful. That's important too. And I guess even just tying it back to relationship dynamic. You want to be honest in a sense. It's like, this is what this is. I don't like this. And there's conversations to be had. There's obviously conversations to be had, and it's like, where does the line get crossed where it's like, I won't deal with it, and it just ends? That's where you decide, and it's like, because we all don't run our relationships in the same way. Now, there may be certain principles or certain things where it's like we don't allow, but that's where we connect, on what we do agree on and what we don't disagree. And what we don't agree on, it's like we can decide if it's relationship ending, or we can just manage, we can continue with it. And even so, I'm just thinking about, accepting a person as they are and what they like, because you may not find everything they do interesting, but it's like you still accept it, you still love them, and you still care, and it's like, oh, that's cool. They may be interested in anime, but you aren't, but you'll still hear them talk about it, just because it's like, that's something they care about. So it's like, yeah, I'll listen. It doesn't bother me. If anything, I'm glad you're able to express yourself as freely and openly as you are. It takes a lot of courage to be able to do that. It takes a lot of courage to be able to express yourself and be open and vulnerable. So it truly does hurt when a deep relationship ends, and it's like, I still love you, I still care for you, but it's like we're on two separate paths, and I understand that, and hopefully you do. I bear no ill hatred to you. I bear nothing but love for you. But we have our own, I can't continue it. And it's work. It's work. Who knows how long it'll take for you to find the quote unquote one. Who knows? But I don't think that's the thing. It's like we aren't supposed to search for it. It just happens. It really just happens. And you can meet them anywhere. It could happen in the most random spot, most random situation, and you never know. You never know. But even so, it's like, oh well. Oh well. I don't know, above all else, it's like I always want to keep everything on just good terms, because I don't like the idea of just resenting one another when there was a point in time where you loved each other deeply. It makes no sense to me. If anything, it's like, just keep it like we're just cool with each other. You know, I don't have to go out of my way and say, you know, whatever it may be, or I don't have to go out my way and try and keep it a friendship. Like, no. Like, if I see you, hey, what's up? How have you been? But other than that, it's like, we just continue on our own life, and that's if it ended well. And even so, just managing a relationship, it's like, there's so much, because there's ways we want to confront arguments, and just how do we confront them, and things like that. And that's important. Conflict management, you know, love language, all of that is important, because it's like, with love language, right, there's 5 of them, if I'm not mistaken. What are they? There's physical touch, acts of service, gifts. I don't remember all of them, but it's like, if you're not doing the right thing that they care about, it's like trying to speak to someone in Mandarin when they speak English. It's like, they're not gonna understand, they're not gonna get it. Even though you're showing love, it's like they may not understand it. And it's trying to understand how you work as a unit, as you work as a couple. And who knows how many times that may take. I'm still figuring it out, so I'm not perfect. I'm still not there yet. Who knows? But I just want to leave it off there, honestly. I had no genuine intention with this. I just want to speak my mind on something I never really talked about, but it's been there. It's been there. And wow, this is the 3rd video I've recorded. But there's a lot on my mind. There's a lot on my mind about so many different things. And I'm not gonna lie, there were so many things I wanted to talk about, but I have to stop myself, as I have things to do. I have to read still. I have to get some sleep. I wake up in the morning, do my thing. And I just got off work. So it's not even just at this point. I've recorded 3 videos in the span of what? I think it's been an hour probably. I don't even know. I've lost track of time. And that's the thing. That's another thing I felt like. What is the dynamic of your relationship? Because I realized I don't have a lot of free time no more. I don't. So I would also want someone who's on that same wavelength. It's like, when we come together, it's like we come together and we're focused on each other. Some people have a lot of free time and can do whatever they want. That's perfectly fine. But it's like, I don't think I could be with someone who wants a lot of attention, but I don't have a lot of attention to give. There's gonna be that mismatch of time and attention. It's like, that won't work out. So I guess that's also something to think about, where it was like, I don't have a lot of free time no more. So it's like, you gotta have that talk and then see if they are okay with it or not, if they understand or they aren't okay with it. And another thing for me personally is like, I don't think I truly was ready. I don't think I was able to commit to a relationship. You know, as much as I cared for him, as much as I loved him, I don't think I was able to be in a relationship. Just for that simple fact, I don't know if I could be around like that or even above. It's like I just couldn't. I didn't want to give them high hopes in a sense where it's like for it to be broken. I didn't want to do that because I felt like that was going to cause a lot of pain. That was going to cause so much pain that was unnecessary. But, you know, you'll find the person for you. You'll find the person for you as I will. It's not even fine. It's just, it'll happen whenever it does, you know. And no, I'm not saying you just gotta wait for it to fall in your lap. You may have fall in your lap, but you're gonna have to just talk and be open and just talk, communicate. You may be shy, you may be introverted. I'm introverted. I like keeping to myself. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm shy though. I just like keeping to myself. Because shy is like you're afraid to talk, afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid of it. It's just I just like being in my own energy, doing my own thing. But yeah, it's just a lot of things, figuring out who you are and how you want to interact with your significant other or friends, family, things like that. I just want to leave it off there, honestly. I think I've talked long enough. Yeah. Love you forever and always. See ya.